also the Chief Technology and Business Officer. Now, just like everybody on this call, I started out tech. My own started with software development. I started out as a front-end developer, and from there I transitioned into project management and then business analysis. Now, before the period of transition, before the period of landing my first job, I was also stuck. I took a course and I was thinking, okay, what's the next thing for me? Of course, the next thing is to get a job. But the beautiful thing, because in my case, I didn't go straight to applying to jobs, right? So what I did was to go straight to applying for internship. Why did I do that? So I had followed some people online, and while following people online, one thing I realized was there are a lot of people that could do things I couldn't do yet, right? They could do things that I couldn't do yet, and because of that realization, I said to myself, if I apply to a job with this same set of people, they will get the job. The recruiter is going to be with them, not me. So how do I make myself that candidate that these recruiters would also see as qualified enough to get the job done? And honestly, all I needed to do was to get to that level, that standard. Because if I apply to a job, I go for an interview, the recruiter can like me. But how about the person that comes in and does better than I have done, right? They will go with them. So what I did was to apply for an internship, and that was how my journey started. 4 months into that internship, I landed my first tech job, and honestly, it's been, ahead from there. So why did we start Amdari? To solve this problem. Recruiters keep saying the same thing. There is shortage of skilled workers in the job market. And then job seekers say the same thing. The job market is saturated. Now, when the job seekers say the job market is saturated, they say this because of one major reason. They say this because, to be honest, it's like, there's a lot of people taking tech courses every time. Every month, you see maybe hundreds of people who have taken tech courses and have transitioned. Right, so we are a lot doing data analytics, we're a lot doing project management, we're a lot doing business analysis. It is saturated. Now, when we say saturated, what we are saying is there is more skilled workers than the available job. That's what we're saying, which is not true, right? The available job is a lot out there. And when we say skilled workers, we're not saying I have taken the course. Being skilled is more than saying I have taken the course, because that's where the misconception happens. People feel and assume that taking the course is all they need to do to transition. It's all they need to do to start applying to jobs. That's not all you need to do. That's the first step. The next step is for you to gain experience, for you to be skilled, for you to become hands-on. And that can only come through internship. Why am I saying only through internship? Because a lot of companies are not open to hiring, right? And because they are not open to hiring somebody that is new, right, it's hard for you to gain experience. And yes, you can go work on personal projects, capstone projects, but it doesn't give you the kind of exposure that these recruiters need you to have. And that ultimately means something. It still means you are not building the right skill that they need. It's still you just saying, oh, I have introductory knowledge. I have introductory knowledge. I am familiar with what my field or my niche is going to be all about, but I haven't done it before. They need somebody who has done it before. So we'll get into all that. But before we continue, I'd like to ask a question, right? So if you've taken a course in any of the career paths on my screen, because for Amdari, before I talk about that, so what we do at Amdari is we help you gain real-world experience through internship. Now, this internship is delivered real time. It is delivered with a team lead in the picture. It's not you being, on a team. It's you trying to figure out how to do this, how to do that. That's not the case. You have an actual team lead that works closely with you to help you gain the knowledge that you need. So before we dive in, right, I'd like to know if you've taken a course in any of this, because for you to say you're going for an apprenticeship, an internship, you need to have taken a course. You need introductory knowledge of the field. Sorry, a call is coming in, and that's why it keeps interrupting. So, if you've taken a course in any of the career paths on my screen, I would like you to indicate with the thumbs up. So, you've taken a course in data analytics, you've taken a course in data science, data engineering, project management, business analysis, product design, DevOps, soft and threat intelligence, cloud and app security, GRC, and ethical hacking. Please give me a thumbs up. Give me thumbs up. Give me thumbs up. If you've taken a course in any of them, or if you're yet to take a course, just give me thumbs down. Okay, thumbs up or thumbs down. Anyone is fine. So, okay, thank you, Halima. Thank you, Mark. So now, for you who are taking a course, I know that, thank you, Samuel and Sophie. I know that at the start of your transition, at the start of enrolling for that course, you were told one thing. You were told, oh, these are career paths that are in demand, recruiters are hiring for them, just take a course, it will be easy to get a job. Now you've taken the course, why are you struggling to land a job? That's all we are discussing on the call today, right? We're discussing why you are getting rejected after multiple applications and how you can build the experience that makes you become hireable. Now, I would like you to use the chat and let me know how many jobs have you applied to at a time, right? What's the most job you've applied to? Oh, like in a week, there was a time I applied to 200. In a month, there was a time I applied to 500. So I'd like you to type the duration and the number of jobs you've applied to. So 10 in a day. Thank you very much, Samuel. Thank you. Okay, Samuel has applied to 10 jobs in a day. Can I get more responses? How many jobs the most have you applied to? And give me the timeline. Oh, 500 in 2 weeks. Oh, 300 in 1 month. Tell me the most you have applied to. I want us to have a conversation. 5, is it in a day, Halima? So if you're struggling to get a job, there must be a problem. There must be a reason. That reason is what we're addressing. I have a solution for you. I can easily just say, hi everyone, welcome to the session. Amdari helps you get reward experience. Now, all you have to do is do like this, and you will gain the experience. But trust me, the problem is not automatically fixed with experience. That's why Amdari does more with you. Amdari goes beyond just the reward experience. It makes you a professional in practice, and it also makes you somebody that can easily translate what they have done, such that to recruiters, you look like an elite candidate. You stand out. You look competitive. You don't look like everyone else, right? You don't look like somebody that doesn't have anything to bring to the table. So let's take a look at what is stopping you from getting that response. So you've been getting ghosted. Please give me a thumbs up. I don't want to assume that that's the problem you have. I want us to align. I want us to converse. I want to really speak to you and where you are right now in your job search, right? So let me know if you've been getting ghosted. Just type in the chat, you've been getting ghosted or you already landed a job. So, or you land interview. So let me know what stage you are. Is it still the ghosting stage, or you've landed some interviews, or you've gotten a job already? So, okay, thank you, Alima. I saw the response. Thank you. All right. So, like I said, type in the chat. Are you still being ghosted, or are you beginning to land interviews right now, or have you gotten a job already? So type ghosted, landing interviews, or landed a job already. So you're still being, okay, Samuel says, I'm getting interviews, but getting an offer is wahala. Thank you, Samuel. We will speak to that and I will tell you what the problem is. Please, it seems like I'm just here with Halima and Samuel. Osa, you're here, Titilayo, Stella, Ada. Okay, thank you. Feeding on rejections. Okay, thank you very much, Osa. Afam, Tochi, and Parvati. Please type in the chat. I want more people to respond. Ghosted for Afam. Thank you very much. Now, I have a few responses that I can work with. I still want more people to respond, but let's just continue so we don't take too much time. Now, the reason why you most likely are getting ghosted, Afam, the reason why you most likely are still getting rejected is SAP, and also Samuel, the reason why you most likely are still, sorry, there's a background. Okay. And the reason why you still, get interviews, but the offer is a struggle is how you are applying and how you tell the story. Now, I will break it down, and everybody, trust me, you would find the one that speaks to you, right? In this conversation today, now you've been applying, and how are you applying? Like a student, not a contributor. Recruiters are hiring for more than just somebody that says, I have taken a course, I have certificates or certifications, I have done 1 or 2 personal projects, I worked on capstone projects. It is valid, but it's not enough. Taking a course, does it not work anymore? It doesn't work. It's what you need, but it doesn't help you get the job. And that's because it doesn't answer one major question. Can you get the job done? Why doesn't it answer that question? Because you've not done it before, or you've not told me how you've done it before. And I can't hire you when I know that you're trying to still get that very familiar with the space and the industry. Again, I will explain what I mean by that as we proceed. Sorry. I'll explain what I mean by that as we proceed, all right? But I want you to just know that these recruiters don't ghost you because they don't want to give you a chance. No, they ghost you because for them, it's a business decision rather. If I'm going to hire Halima, I want to be sure that Halima can get the job done. Now, I introduced myself at the start of this. I said I am a project manager, a software developer, and a business analyst. I didn't tell you that I'm a GRC analyst, I'm a data engineer. So let's say Halima applies to a job in my company as a GRC analyst. Remember, I don't work as a GRC analyst. So I would need Halima to be able to get the job done because that's not my field. That's not my niche. So if she's stuck, who is going to help her? Right? And being stuck is something that you would encounter as a newbie. That's a given. It's not something you can escape at all. You'll be stuck at different points and different instances. How do you navigate that? When you get stuck, I don't have somebody to guide you. I'm just rough everything. For me, the only time I'll know there is a problem is when that mistake Halima has made cost us something. And I'm like, what happened? What's going on? Then Halima would say, oh, sorry, I was working on this. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize. But it's already expensive for us at that point, right? So finding out late is going to cost the company time and even money, right? So companies want to be sure you've done it before and you can do it and you are not high risk. And how you can tell them this in an interview is when you have a story that tells them that you've met deadlines before, you've interacted with stakeholders before, and your work have received feedback before. When your work receives feedback, it tells me as a recruiter that the quality of your output will be top notch. That's what it tells me. Because when you work on something, you also I told you at the start of this conversation, I interned before I got my first job. My team lead was the CTO at that time when I was an intern. And I would work on a project. I would build a landing page. I would implement a particular feature on a website. I would be so happy and proud of myself. Guess what? By the time I send it to my team is going to give me a feedback that will make me feel like I have not even scratched the surface. And in my head, I'm like, what does this man want? He's just so stressful. It's just so problematic. I mean, I have done, and trust me, when I did it, I was so proud of myself. I would pat myself on the back like, oh my God, I could. And I promise you, I did something I couldn't do the previous day. But is that even industry standard? No. How would I know? I wouldn't know. But because I have a team lead that guides me, I now know. Because he would give me a feedback. No, mommy, you have to go and do this thing. So what's wrong with this? It doesn't work because of this reason, that reason. Oh my God. I go back to my drawing board. I rework it. Guess what? The feedback he was giving me was making the quality of my work better. The revised version was industry standard. And that's how I got better. This was at the end of the day for my own good. And guess what? That was what made it easy for me to land my first job. That was my first interview. And I got the job, right? That was what made it easy for me to get that job. Now, the feedback will always improve the quality of your work and it makes you a better candidate. And let's take a look at what happens during an interview so that all that I've just highlighted would make more sense as we proceed. Now, when you are in an interview, a couple of things happen. But before you get into that room, there are things you have to do, and that is send in your CV for review. The ATS would most likely be the first to review your CV, and then maybe human recruiter will still review it, or maybe not. But the ATS is going to review your CV. Now, I asked a question, and thankfully, a couple of people indulged me in the chat. Samuel said something. He gets interviews for landing the job is wahala. I want us to hold that statement. And then Osase said something, feeding on rejections. I would like us to hold that statement also. And then Afam says ghosted. Now, first things first. When you're applying to a job, your CV is the first thing that you send in. That represents you in the room before they meet you. Now, I want to believe that most likely for Samuel, his CV is currently doing a good job representing him. Now, for AFAM, he gets ghosted. Most likely, his CV is not doing a good job representing him in the room. For OSA, rejection can be different layers. It can be rejection at the point of sending in the CV before interview, or rejection after interview. Whatever that is, again, it's either the CV is not representing you in the room, or you go in for interview and you are unable to interpret your experience, or you are unable to answer one question. Can you get the job done? I promise you, that's the only question. Sorry, let me fix this. Yeah. I promise you, that's the only that's the only question they have in their mind. Can you get the job done? That's the key question. Now, if you're speaking to them in an interview and you cannot say yes to this, it becomes a challenge. So let's talk about what happens with your CV before we even talk about the key thing that happens in an interview now. Your CV represents you in the room, and your CV is meant to answer two questions. Have you taken a course? That's the first question, right? And the second question is, have you done this before? So have you taken a course is often answered by the area where you have your skills and the certificates you've gotten, if you have any, the tools you've learned how to use, you list them, you have all of that represented on the CV. That's the part that tells them you have taken the course. Have you done this before? Because they are not about to shortlist somebody that has not done this before, because what are we about to discuss during interview? So, have you done this before? How do you tell them yes? From your CV, it is by listing your experience, and it has to align with what they are hiring for. You're applying for the role of an IT project manager, and I'm seeing things like data analyst, support, IT support, and other admin related maybe job titles. I'm going to pass. Even the ATS is going to pass. I remember reviewing a couple of CVs a few months ago. The easiest way to shortlist is just look at its experience. Do you know that at the point of reviewing your CV, what's happening is simple. They are only scanning and glancing through your CV. So if they are scanning and skimming, they are looking for some key things, right? Skills, which says you've taken the course. And then the next thing is experience. They will look at job title. If it's missing, if it's void of what they're hiring for, they will dump your CV, because they only have that few 6 to 7 seconds to check if you've done this before and if you can do it here too. So they are scanning. There is a lot of CVs that they have. So if your CV is showing that you don't have any of this, they would move on. You told them, I've not learned, or I have not done this before. And that's all. Now, this is what your CV needs to say. It needs to show, just a minute, please. I thought I ended it. So your CV needs to align with the job title you are applying to. All right. Your CV must not say anything that is unrelated to the role you are applying to. And this is also one thing Amdari helps you do. We revamp your CV in a way that aligns with the job you're applying to. And this is one of the CVs of one of our interns. You want to get a job as a data analyst or a business intelligence analyst. And what we have here is your social media job title that you've done before. I am hiring for a data analyst role, and I'm seeing entries, right? CV entries that say social media. I am going to dump it. And you've already taken the course. Maybe you've even worked somewhere before, but your CV doesn't say that about you. That's why this internship at Amdari comes with CV revamp, because we know what the ATS wants to see. But the beautiful thing is we don't perform magic on your CV because we know what it wants to see. We make you a professional in practice first. Why is it important to make you a professional in practice first? Because of this next level. This that happens here. The questions, rhetorical questions, hypothetical questions, everything that happens here, that is the next thing. And that's the reason why we make you a professional in practice. And what do I mean? Now, when I was asking a question, again, Samuel said he gets interviews for getting the offer is wahala. So now I want to address that part, and that's because this really speaks to that. Now, remember the first layer is your CV, and it has, let's imagine it checked yes, right? There is experience that aligns, amazing. There is skill that tells them you're taking the course, also beautiful. So, but when there is none of that and it's a no, that means you lack structured knowledge and you also do not qualify for the role. So they will dump your CV and you don't get a call back for an interview. Now, when you have checked it, when you've checked yes to their question, it is easy for them to give you a call back for an interview. And when you have that interview, that's your opportunity to sell yourself. That's your opportunity to make them see you for your capability, for who you are, for what you can do, what you can bring to the table. Do not repeat everything that is already on your CV. They have gone through that, they've seen it, and it has answered some basic questions that you should answer at that point. Right now, I just want to know if you can do the job. I can see you said you've done it somewhere before. I can see it said it says all of that, but I want to know if you can get the job done for me. So the interview question right now is, can you prove that you can do the job? Do you understand business impact? Can you explain your work clearly? And are you low supervision risk? Now, all of these questions, I promise you, no matter the question they ask you in an interview, it will never be directly this. They will never ask you, can you prove that you can do the job? They'll never say, do you understand business impact? Can you explain your work? Are you low? No, they won't ask you this verbatim. They would ask you questions that would help them get response to this. So their own question is about the goal for them is to know if you can prove that you can do the job, for them to know if you understand this. This is the goal for them. So they would have different questions to ask for them to get their response to this. And it can be, tell me a project that that's you're most proud of. Tell me about a project that stretched you. Tell me about your greatest professional achievement. Tell me about a project that exposed you to a new tool. I can ask my question anyway, but trust me, you can use one approach to respond, but you will just be stressing on one aspect of your story. And I'll tell you what I mean. Now, I just laid down a couple of questions. Tell me about a project that stretched you. Tell me about a project that stressed you. Tell me about a project that made you learn a new tool, or tell me about your most the professional achievement that you are most proud of. I can ask even any other question, but let me tell you one way to respond to this and how this one narration can be used to answer any of the four questions I laid down. So I'm in an interview. I want to hire Tochi. Speaking to Tochi in this interview, and I'm hiring for the role of the project manager. Now, while speaking to Tochi, who has applied, her CV has done everything else, so I want to get to know her. So I'm like, okay, can you tell me about your greatest professional achievement? And Tochi, the best way to respond to this, which I want to say that's what Tochi did. So Tochi says, okay, in my current place of work or in my previous place of work, we had an issue with sales, right? So we realized that sales took a nosedive, and what that meant was we're initially doing so great 3 months ago, 2 months ago. But fast forward to that present time, sales had taken a nosedive, and we wanted to know what we could do to make it better. So the business analyst on the team suggested that we start a campaign. That campaign is for us to build is for us to create, so that campaign is for us to create an opportunity for more users to use the platform, for more users to, sign up, and for us to increase our revenue. But I was like, okay, we're creating a new campaign, fine. But can we even know what happened? So that's Tochi now saying that she said so. So she's like, why don't we take a look at what even cost, that nosedive? What happened? Because when you're doing this bad, before, so can we check first? Maybe that would even help us know the kind of campaign we would run. Let's not plan a campaign blindly, and maybe there is a problem, there is a root cause, and even with the campaign, we are still unable to solve it. So can we first look at what happened? And then everybody's like, yeah, that's a brilliant suggestion, Tochi. Let's take a look at what happened. So Tochi said, so I went on to speak to the data analyst on the team. I told him to help us take a look at the sales data and if maybe we weren't generating more leads. He checked it out. He said, we are still generating as much lead as we were before now. And he was like, okay, if we're generating as much lead as we were before, then what would have happened? Can we look deeper? Like, what happened? Are they dropping off somewhere? And then, thankfully, Tochi says, we had this heat map on the website that the developers had built. And we looked at this heat map, and that was how we were able to discover something very important. We discovered that users were dropping off at the point of product description, or rather, at the product description page. They were dropping off. So why are they dropping off at this point? Is it the content? Is it that the page doesn't load fast? We had all these questions, But we realized that the reason why we were dropping off is simple. We were dropping off because there was a particular product that was in stock 2 months ago that wasn't in stock right now. And it was a pink ergonomic chair. And we were like, okay, why is this product such a hot cake? Why is it a bestseller? When we looked at our demography, we looked at it, we realized that we had more female, you know, website users, and that it just clicked and made sense. So what I suggested for the team was, can we then, restock? And then we restocked, and of course, after that, I also noticed that even the checkout process was lengthy. We had 5 steps to check out. So I told them that we should shrink it. We shrunk it to 2 steps. So for us to shrink it, I had to work with the UI designer and the product and the website developer. Now, the UI designer redesigned the process, the developer builds the new checkout system. And guess what? Not only were we able to go back to our previous performance, but we actually even tripled our previous performance. Why did that happen? Because of that checkout process that was shortened, right, from 5 steps to 2 steps. So that also helped. Now, I always see that as a project that really that made me get my that's my major professional achievement, because that project and the outcome, tripling our sales, earned me recognition of best team member of the month that season. So you see how she narrated it. Now, how I can also use that when I am asked, oh, a project that stretched you, I can say this. So this project stretched me because this was the first time, or that was the first time I was working with a data analyst, right? I had never worked with a data analyst before. It used to just be the IT team. I was managing just the IT team. So that was one project that really helped me, stretch, because I also had to work with the copyright team, because the landing page, or rather the product description page, had to be revamped also. The content had to be revamped, and we had to restore. I never worked with a copywriter before. That project also helped me do that. Another way to use this response to, can you tell me about a project that made you learn a new tool or a new technology? You can also say this. Why? Because I got to get familiar with Power BI from the visualization that the data analyst did. And Heatmap, I had never used that to look at a website performance. That really improved the quality of my work as a project manager, because now I know that being an IT project manager, I should know how users are using the website and where they are dropping off. And honestly, that project alone exposed me to Heatmap, and subsequently it became something I would always check out. And it improved, the output of my work, because now I am so informed. I'm checking the heat map of the website, and I'm really seeing why this is like this, why this is like that, and all that. That's exactly how this helps, right? So you see how this person needs just that was, you can reach just a story like that to answer all questions like this. And guess what? It has mentally responded to these questions. Can you prove that you can do the job? Yes, he just did that with the story. Do you understand business impact? Yes. I just also explained that with the story. You see how I said the business was facing this, and this recommendation that I gave, that let's not jump into starting a campaign. Let's even know what the problem is. You see, I understand business impact. Can you explain your work length? I just did. Taking you through the journey, and the team I had to work with. Collaborative environment, right? Cross-functional environment also. And I know how my role ties to making us achieve a major success. So yes, that says yes to, can you explain your work length? And the last one, are you low supervision risk? Yes, I am low supervision risk, because I don't need somebody to lead my team. I am a leader myself. I take initiative, and a simple story like this just helps you respond to solve a question. And that's just how you show these recruiters that you can do the job and you're ready to get the job done. So when we take a look at the right and wrong way to apply to a job, it is simple. Do not apply before you gain experience. Or let me rephrase that. Do not apply immediately you take a course. Don't do that. Apply after you've taken a course and you have gained experience. What I mean is beyond capstone project. You worked in a team. Because you see this simulation I just gave us, this one, it's not me making things up. This is what happens in an interview room. So the only way you can answer all of this is when you have an actual experience, and remember, nobody's going to hire you except you have that. And I would really love for us to listen to one of Amdari's interns that got a job within her 2 months of joining the internship. And she said and cited work experience as something that made her job ready. And that was how she landed the first tech job. And it was just her first interview. So let's listen to Chineye real quick. Are you done with your internship or you're still in the program?
I'm still in the process, interestingly.
Wow.
We just
Wow.
2 months.
What months?
In.
2 months
No, we are
in.
now in month 3. So yeah. So I got the job.
So you got
almost
the
like
job
end of
when you
month
were about 2 months in.
Yeah, just about 2 months
Wow. At
in
the
was
end
when
of
I got the
month.
job. Yeah.
Amazing. Wow, that was pretty fast. Who would have thought?
It was really fast. That was my first.
That was really
Trust me,
fast.
that was my first project management interview, and I got the job.
Wow. Are you
That was
serious?
the first and the only interview that I did, and I got the
And
job.
you got the job.
Yes,
Wow.
I hadn't
And that's
done
just
any.
2 months
I wasn't
in?
applying before I came into Amdari. I wasn't applying because I felt like, oh, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Well, Amdari gave me that confidence to apply for the job, and the knowledge and the skills and the experience I took into that interview really helped me. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Chineye, for. All right. Please give me thumbs up if you heard everything she said. Give me thumbs up, thumbs up. Did you hear everything she said? Please give me thumbs up if you did. Awesome. Thank you, BB. Thank you, Samuel. All right, amazing. So work experience was how she was able to build the job readiness.
I just get meeting with all of these guys where I have the internship. This is my internship. They put some guys through. They get.
Sorry. So I had to mute you. Sorry, Emmanuel, you unmuted yourself. So as I was saying, right, work experience is the best way to actually become job ready, because that's how you can only show these recruiters that you are hireable, right? And before I proceed, I'd also like us to listen to Pedro for just 2 minutes. So in his case, he actually got a visa sponsorship job, and he sent the good news to his team leader and he says, "Hello, Victoria. Hope your day went well. I received an offer today. Thank you for all your support and encouragement." Of course, she congratulates him and she says, "Hope the pay is great and you're good with the offer." He says yes, 36% more comes with visa sponsorship. And I would just like us to listen to Pedro for just 2 minutes. Thanks so much, Pedro, for doing this with us. And congratulations on landing the cybersecurity role. Is it SOC or what's the job title?
It's OT security specialist, but more of OT security. So it's cybersecurity, but in operations technology.
Amazing. And it came with visa sponsorship, correct?
Yes. Role.
Yeah. Let me blow some confetti, imaginary confetti. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
All right. So I would like to know how your experience, right, the work experience at Amdari helped you go from being a job seeker to becoming job ready, right? From the mentorship to the project. How did the work experience help you go from being a job seeker to being job ready?
Okay, so for starters, in my IT career, I've been more of a lone wolf. I like to study on my own, do my certifications, but moving to the UK, I realized that I had to change. I knew I needed some form of mentorship, and that's how I stumbled into Amdari. And yes, the program helped.
Okay, I think the video paused. Okay, so let me just come back here. So I think the video is having some. But can you still hear me though? Can anyone hear me? Please give me thumbs up if you can hear me clearly. Just give me a thumbs up. Okay, let me hear. All right, so how can Amdari help? So I'm trying to keep this as brief as possible so that I can also take your questions. It's simple. So how we help is the same thing that Chineye has highlighted. There are more testimonials that I would love for you to listen to. I have one from Darlington, and I'll drop the link right here. Now, one thing that Darlington mentioned, I'm dropping the link in the chat very quickly, so you can listen to it after this interview, after this session. So one thing that Darlington mentioned was the fact that he actually was able to help the recruiters see what they could achieve in a year through his work. And that was one thing that helped me get a job. When you go for interviews, bear in mind that you're not going there because you need a favor. You're going there because you're meant to go show them that you have this to offer, you have this to bring to the table. So you are meant to go pitch your value. Don't go there acting like, okay, they will know more than me. No, most times that panel of interviewers, right, is just filled with the HR, people and culture, the founder who might not know everything, of course, right, and especially might not be specific to your niche. So you need to know that you are meant to go there as the expert, not somebody who has just taken a course and just begging for a favor, begging for a chance. Don't go to an interview acting like you need a chance. Let them know that it's a win-win for you. This is what I have to offer, this is what I'm bringing to the table, and this is what I can give to your team. So how Amdari helps is, we help you gain experience by assigning projects to you from our project partners. Our project partners are businesses across the UK, US, and Canada. Now, let's talk about these businesses, right? Or before that, let's talk about how long this internship is for. It's for 4 months. This internship is for 4 months, and it is you working on 5 to 6 projects, because each project will take 2 to 3 weeks. So it's you working on 5 to 6 projects in the course of this 4 month internship. And these businesses are, across different industries, logistics and supply chain, even AI platform is there, fintech platform is there, real estate, construction, just to mention a few. Now, you are not to work on your project alone. You are to work in teams, never in isolation. Every project you complete is something that we now add to your CV. But bear in mind that for every project you work on and complete, it is a problem you have solved for that business. And you didn't do it alone, you didn't work on it in isolation. You collaborated with a team. Sometimes it's a cross-functional team you collaborated with. So you're joining Amdari as a project manager. One project can have you working with product designer, product designer, business analyst, and even data analyst, right? So these are ways that you build the exposure that helps you stand out. And your team lead, who is not a fellow intern, your team lead is a specialist in your niche with close to 10 years experience. So you have that assurance of being guided by somebody who has done it before and will put you through. They work with you Mondays to Fridays. But are you expected to show up 9 to 5? No, this is not like 9 to 5. You're expected to commit a minimum of 1 hour per day to this internship and working on your project and your task. So how do you get this done? It's very simple, like I said, right? It is you showing up Mondays to Fridays, but not 9 to 5, just a minimum of 1 hour. If you can do 2 hours, 3 hours, even better. Then you work with your team to get the job done. All right. Now, this internship also has meetings, which is twice in a week. So you don't meet every day. You meet twice in a week. And that twice is picked by yourself and your team. It's not among me that will say, oh, you guys are going to meet Mondays and Fridays. Oh, you guys know. It's not me that will tell you when to. It's going to be yourself, like Afam now and Musbao. Let's imagine they're on the same team. And they will agree, okay, how often should we meet? They agree on when they, not often, it's twice, right? But should we work with Mondays and Fridays? Should we work with Tuesdays and Thursdays? If they agree with that, oh yes, 8 p.m. works best. Yes, let's work with 8 p.m. Then they now let their team lead know. Their team lead is the specialist from Amdari that they work with. That's their mentor. They now let them know that, okay, so myself and Musbao have agreed to work to have our meetings rather on Mondays and Fridays. So that's when your team lead also needs to be. So it's not like your team lead is not going to join your meetings. They will join every meeting you have. All right. So the essence of this meeting is for them to review your work, for you to also catch up with your team, see, give updates, align, and just work with a great synergy that would make you build a bond with your team. Now, this is an example of a project that our interns have worked on, and we have quite a number of other projects. You can have this project on your portfolio website, or you can put it on GitHub. Amdari has built a free portfolio website for its interns, which I'll show you as we proceed. Right. So this is just an example. So the quality of projects you have, the quality of exposure you have would also let these recruiters know if you are great to be on their team or not, right? So I'll show you the portfolio, like I said. But in the end, this internship is for you to build the experience that recruiters keep saying they need you to have before they give you the chance. And it's impossible to get the experience if nobody would hire you. That's why again Amdari is here. With a proper work environment for you, not you working alone, not you trying to figure out what, and you having an actual team lead that will correct your work, give you feedback that makes the quality of your output even better, right? The structure that makes you job ready, so it's easy for you to land a job. Just like the lady we heard from narrated, okay? So that's the same type of exposure that we give you in the course of this internship. And we also give you reference letter. After all said and done, we also recommend, or rather give you reference letter to show the credibility of the work experience you have, the work you've done. So it's our way of vouching for you and saying, yes, you did this, and this is how you did it, and this was the impact, okay? So this is an example of reference letter this was a reference request, by the way. So it says, Olayinka has nominated you to provide an employment reference for the application to Healthcare Ireland. And this other one says, the above named has been offered a position as a systems analyst with our company and has provided your detail as a referee. So you see right there, and this is a perfect example of somebody that said the reference from Amdari was actually what helped her land the job. And I always say one thing, Amdari makes you a candidate that can compete, not a candidate that is begging for a chance for a short role. You are made a candidate that can compete and do everything that we do with you and we give to you. So let's listen to Toyin for 15 seconds on how the internship program at Amdari helped her get picked out of 2 people that was considered for the job.
I've learned at Amdari using them and all this, so it was pretty good. And then the reference too from your hand was pretty tight because they actually had to mention it that my references were hair tight, that they were actually considering 2 people, but my references actually nailed it for me.
Amazing. That gladens my heart. Okay, so that's exactly how the reference in Toyin's case really helped her land the job. Now, the career trajectory of our interns has also been an amazing one. People going from no experience to landing experience. This is the LinkedIn profile, one of our interns. Her name is Sandra Odushola Stevenson, and she interned at Amdari in March 2025 as a GRC analyst, and she got a job with Hello DPO, London Area, United Kingdom, just about 4 months, 5 months in as a data protection paralegal. Now, one thing that she said that was really amazing was the fact that the internship program at Amdari was how she was able to ace that interview because of her experience. And I want to quickly send you a link right now. So let me just drop the link for you. So you can go listen to the interview because of time, I might not be able to play all. Clearly, that one thing that helped her ace the interview was her experience with GRC. The recruiters had no knowledge or an idea about GRC and that it's a cybersecurity thing. Her knowledge of that was like, okay, I think we can have this person on our team, right? So that's one thing that really made it easy for her to get the job. So let's look at Judy. Judy said in her case also, or rather she interned with us as a data analyst consultant, May 2025, got a job as the same job title with renewable parts in the UK as well. She interned May, got a job August, resumed September. That's about 3 months. And if you look at Betty also, Betty got a job 4 months in. She interned as information technology project manager with Amdari, and she got a job 4 months in. That's in April, resumed with them in May with Echoes IT Limited in the UK. So I said it earlier, right? You would have an amazing team lead to work with. You won't be doing this alone or in isolation. You'll be working with a team lead, and your team lead is not a fellow intern. Your team lead is somebody who is a specialist in this niche. And this is Jennifer, who is a data analyst, and she worked with August cohort 2025 data analytics team. Now, They were offboarded in December. That was when they finished the program with us. And I'd like us to read just these two messages that were like parting words from her intent. And it says, "Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you for all your guidance and support during my internship. I truly appreciate everything I have learned with you. To my amazing colleagues, see you all at the top." And this other person says, "Thank you, Amdari. I truly cherish every moment here. Within my first month of joining, I was fortunate to land my first data analytics role with a fintech company, the US-based fintech company. A special thanks to Jennifer for all your support and effort." And this lady got the job within her first month of joining. And she said, "My first data analytics role." She didn't say her second. So it's not like maybe they have experience elsewhere. No, that's why I said this is the trajectory. They go from having no experience to joining Amdari, building the experience. It's not like Amdari performed magic. It's not like Amdari did something out of the ordinary. It's the intentionality behind how Amdari does this. It's the strategy that Amdari adopts into doing this with you. And I'll tell you that, okay, yes, Musbao, we're recording it. Yes, we're recording it, Musbao. So these are just more people that have gotten jobs in the course of the program. Now, speaking of strategy and intentionality, I will show us something around that as we proceed, as I'll be wrapping up shortly. But this is just to summarize all I've been saying. I said it at the start of the session. I could have as well just started this session and said, "Oh, maybe you're not getting a job because you don't have experience, and that helps you gain experience. This is it, and this is how you can start. This is how you can join us." But no, we need to also talk about what the problem can be, because when you start this internship, you won't just be working on your project. You will be joining mentorship sessions every Thursday, and it's compulsory. I know that we cannot come to your house and force you to join, but we make you know why it is important, right? We make you know why you shouldn't miss it. You're investing your time, energy, and effort into doing this internship. Why not take advantage of everything that is available so that you get a job? Most people on this call are probably on graduate visa, some are on student visa. You know, you're trying to get a skilled worker visa. You're trying to get something stable. You don't want to get skilled worker visa under a field that you do not like, healthcare or care worker or anything like that. You don't. In fact, somebody was speaking to me about getting a sponsorship job to work in prison services, and this person was just going on and on about how frustrating it's been and how, you know, it's just not something they wish on their end, right? And they just want something that will work for them. So imagine joining Amdari just to get away from such, and you are not active, you're not showing up for mentorship, because this mentorship session is for you to know how to sell yourself, for you to know how to talk to your horn in an interview. It's not just gather the experience. Do you talk about it? Do you post about it? And when you eventually get an interview, do you sell, do you pitch yourself very well? How do you interpret this experience that you have gained, right? Sorry, I'm trying to move this to my other screen. For some reason, it's frozen. Okay, so you're trying to explain how much of an impact you would make to their business, how much value you would add to the team and all that. You're trying to show them this, but you don't know how to communicate. That's where the work experience, or rather the mentorship, comes into the picture, okay? So how do you secure your spot for this next cohort? The next cohort starts tomorrow. Onboarding is going to be in a few hours from now, right? So if you'd like to be a part of this cohort starting tomorrow, because I always say this, what better time to start than yesterday? So why wait when you can start now? Because there is always a price for delay. So the next cohort is starting tomorrow, not next tomorrow, please, tomorrow, 7th of March, and enrollment is going to close in less than, what time is it now? In less than 3 hours, right? So if you'd love to secure your spots, use the link that I will share right now. So enrollment fee is £300, or £390. Original fee is 500, but you just get to pay £390, and you don't pay everything at once. You pay in installments, 3 installments. First installment, second installment, third installment. What's the first installment? £100. Second installment, £145. third installment £145, and that is all. That's how you secure your spot. So let me show you how to do that. But before we do, let's talk about the further advantage that comes with Amdari. The lifetime career support access that you get, the head start to employability, 3-6 months access to CV Matchly. I will show you what this is all about and what I mean by this. You would also get the lifetime access to Amdari free portfolio website. Now, I spoke about lifetime access to Amdari, right? What do I mean? Let's take a look at Jerry. Jerry interned with us last year. Prior to last year, he had taken a course but never got a job as a data analyst. But he met us last year, enrolled for the internship. 2 months in, he got a job. Now, fast forward to this year. Jerry moved to Canada and he used Amdari for his job application. Did he have to re-enroll for Amdari internship? Because you know that even the Canadian or the Canada job market is also going to say, we need somebody with local experience. He didn't have to re-enroll for Amdari. We just gave him reference letter. Now, what you see on my screen was the message he sent to us last year, where he reached out to his team lead to say, "Hi, Emeka, just wanted to officially let you know that I have landed a data analyst role within the civil service, and it's a level promotion too. I was asked to prepare a presentation on any data analytics project. I edited and submitted our first project. Saved me a lot of time and gave me confidence." Of course, it's going to save him time and give him confidence. One thing Amdari does with you is prepare you before the opportunity comes knocking. I was speaking to somebody and she was like, "Oh, so I have 1 more year on my visa, that's graduate visa. So can I enroll in May? Can I enroll in September?" And I was like, that's why you start applying in a desperate manner. You don't want to do that. You don't want to look desperate when you apply. You still want to do this. You want to do this. This is something you need. From all indication from my conversation with you. And you are still going to spend this money. You're still going to invest your time. Why not do it now? Are you too busy right now? She's like, "Oh, no, not necessarily that. It's just because she saw that she still has time on her graduate visa." And I'm like, that's why we find ourselves, applying in a very desperate manner because we weren't prepared. So you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you have to start rushing. "Oh, I have 2 months left. Oh, I have 3 months left." No, don't wait until your visa clock starts ticking before you take the needed action. Normally, right, I don't even think you should let learning be conditional. Learning, advancing your career should not be conditional at all. It should be something you make a lifestyle. Let it be a lifestyle. And we tell our interns, while in this program, don't limit your source of knowledge to Amdari. After this program, don't stop at what you gained at Amdari. You need to keep building. I am still learning. I'm still building. Why should you stop building? Why should you stop learning? And when I say build, I mean yourself and your skill set, right? Because at the end of the day, that is how you remain relevant. That is how you become indispensable. That's how recruiters will know that, oh, this person I have to keep. This person always has the right answers. This person always knows this. This person has the most recent knowledge. But when you don't learn, your knowledge becomes outdated, right? And that's why you need to constantly upskill. But if you say, "I have gotten what I need," and I always show this instance with the lady that joined us, got a job within a month. She only paid 1 installment. She didn't have to pay 2 installments. You don't sign a form where you are compelled that you don't care if you finish or not, you must pay. No. You don't sign a form that compels you to pay everything. And this lady got a job in her first month. She could have cancelled. She could have stopped. She finished the program. 4 months. She did a complete 4 months. So even after Amdari, we always encourage, don't make your learning stop, right? Make it a habit, make it a lifestyle. Now take a look at this guy now. He reached out to us. That's the same Jerry that got a job last year. Now he has moved to Canada. This is his LinkedIn profile, by the way. Again, feel free to check him out. So he sends this message February 10th, that was last month, to Ifemena, the other co-founder at Amdari, and myself. You can see Ifemena and me. He says, "Hello, Ifemena. I hope you're doing well. I recently moved to Canada about 2 weeks ago, and I've secured a role in the meantime as a data entry specialist with Alberta Blue Cross. For this application, I listed my role at Amdari as a data consultant, and I have now completed the reference section and included your details as a referee. Please let me know if you need any additional information." Now, he didn't have to re-enroll for the Amdari Work Experience program. all he needed to do was to reach out to us. And I spoke about the free portfolio website that you will also have access to for life. And this is an example. This is one template. If you don't like this template, sure, you can feel free to change the template and pick another template, which is you will have a luxury of switching between close to 20 templates that you can work with. And this is another template, right? So now, what am I saying with this? You don't pay for domain name, hosting, server, you don't pay for any of that. You have free access to this domain name. Okay? Can I opt for two options like project management and data analytics? Is it permissible? Yes, it is, Musbao, but if you're too busy right now, I wouldn't advise it. But if you're not too busy, that's fine. But if you're busy with your normal day job, right, your 9 to 5, if you're already busy, please finish one before you do the other. But if you're not too busy, yes, you can do the both, right? So I won't say I advise it, especially if you're a busy professional, or you know your schedule more than I do, and you know that, okay, I can actually combine both. I mean, people have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, so I don't doubt that anybody can combine 2, but I'm just saying, for the purpose of getting the most out of this program, if you are busy at the moment, I advise that you finish one before taking the other. All right, so I'll take questions right now, but before I do that, let me show you how to enroll. So I dropped the enrollment link in the chat. Let me drop it again. Yeah. Musba, I know you enrolled yesterday. I saw your enrollment. Welcome aboard. Your onboarding is tomorrow. I hope you've received an email. So, yeah, as I was saying, right, you'll be redirected to this page once you click on the link I just shared with you. On this page, I'd like you to scroll to the program of choice, the program you want to intern under, right? Scroll to it, select it, and click on apply. Now, for the sake of this demonstration, let's click on project management. Okay. Yeah, so you click on apply here, the button that says that you'll be redirected to the details page. On this details page, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. You see the content. You can read more about it. Or who are your team leads? You can check them out. You have a couple of them. Amazing, amazing professional. So click on apply now. All right. Once you click on apply now, you'll be redirected to this page where you can select if you want to start tomorrow or April 4th. So if you're starting tomorrow, select March. And if you pay full payment, you get for that discount. So you don't pay $390, you pay $350. But if you want to work in installments, that's okay. You can work with 2 installments or 3 installments. Then click on proceed. Okay. Once you click on proceed, you will get redirected to this page. So on this page, it's just a summary of your personal data, your payment plan, the one you picked. I picked 3 installments for the sake of this demonstration, so that's why you see it here. And it says £100 for my first installment, 145. My second installment, and 145 for my third installment. Now, because I am paying today, 6th of March, by default, my next payment is going to be 6th of April. But okay, I don't want to pay on 6th of April. My paycheck is going to come in much later in the month. Let me move it until that period. Can you do that? Yes. So you can move your next payment to 28, 27, anytime that works for you. Move it to that point, and it will reflect right here. And this is just again breakdown of your total fee. So just say, check that your information is correct. Check that you've read the terms and conditions of Amdari. Click here to go read it, please, and then click on pay now. Once you click on pay now, you will get redirected to the checkout page. Okay. You get redirected to the checkout page, and on this page, you will see the actual amount that you're meant to pay first. If it's the full payment you picked, you will also see it. Once you see that, please ensure that you fill your card details. Now, I won't be filling any card details on this call, right? So I'll just finish it up with a video demonstration. So fill your card details and click on pay. Once you click on pay, it will process your payment and your payment becomes successful. You'll be redirected to fill a form. That form is just meant for you to select the difference. And I'll show you something. I'll show you that real quick. I'm trying to make the page load. So I will just narrate everything else verbally. So let's put that in. Let's take it times. Yeah. So once you click on that, you would notice that have I clicked on page? So let's backward. So okay. So after filling your card details, you click on pay, it processes your payment, and it's successful. Now you'll be redirected to this page. The UI doesn't look like this, but it's still the same information. It will just ask you to fill your skill level, intermediate, beginner, fill it. The country of residence, UK, US, Canada, fill it. Then your gender, select it. How you found out about Amdari, Instagram, LinkedIn, select it. What influenced your decision? Type that. Which of our sessions influenced your decision? By virtue of being on this call with me today, please select the Thursday and Friday career session. This one, the first one here. The Thursday and Friday career session, select it and click on pay. Okay. So once you click on complete, or rather not pay, please complete setup. Once you click on that, you are redirected to your dashboard, which is this. And you can take crash courses on the platform if you want. Or if you oh, I'm taking courses, I don't need crash courses, that's okay. You'll be redirected. Rather, you can come to your billing page to take a look at your payment summary and also see if when your next payment will be due and all that. I'm trying to pay in installments. Okay, Carla, you can go on. What's the issue, please? I just dropped the link. So the installment option will be there for you, Carla. You're facing. Do you want to unmute and speak to me? What's the major issue you're facing?
I'm trying.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hi, Carla.
I am trying to pay and I'm not getting it. I mean, it get up to the installment because I pressed 3 installment and I am when I said apply and I press that, it's like it's not moving from there.
Okay, so maybe that's a network thing because I just tried it on my end now in the demo and it went through. So I think you can retry it again because you should actually move, right? So you should move, so you can retry it again. Most likely it's the network. All right. So you can still try it before we finish this session or even after, but you can try it. It will go through. And please, if you need support, with that also, my colleague is going to drop a number. Jennifer, please can you drop a number for Carla? So she would assist you. So you can send her a message. Use Chrome. I had the same issue when I was using Edge browser. Okay. So please you can try this. If you're not using Chrome right now, confirm that you got that, Carla. Hi, Halima.
Hi, Omomi. I just want to ask a clarification question. Can someone who doesn't have a background experience or background knowledge prior to IT enroll with this internship?
Okay. So from what you're saying, Halima, you're not taking this course at all, correct?
Yes.
So we have a sister company that does training. So can we share your details with them? Is that okay?
No, not for me. It's for someone. I already have prior experience in IT project management for a friend of mine.
Okay. They need to take a course first. They need to take a course. So if you would like us to connect her to us, our partner company, the name is Analytics.
All right. I'll share the detail. Moreover, for me, I've already enrolled.
Enrolled, okay, beautiful. Welcome on board. So you can just copy the website address. The contact details would also be there. Or please, you can also fill the form my colleague dropped earlier so that, yes, Collins, I'll come to you shortly. So you can also fill the form there. Hi, Collins.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Halima.
Good evening.
Hi.
Can you hear me? Hi, good evening. I've got a few questions. So I've already enrolled and I've already been added to a group here. And what actually baffles me is the timing, because most of us, I don't know, probably it's most of us, but I know that some are gonna be in a relative age as well. Like me, especially, I work from 8 to 8. I work from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. How can that take effect in taking the lessons as well? Because I don't know what time they're going to start. But I think the other day I joined your your group, you were saying that we should talk to our team leader, should have a dialogue with him, probably if they're going to like talk about what time you're going to start and what time is perfect for us to start as well. So I just want to clarify that because in the group you're saying we're going to start by 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. tomorrow, and most of us are going to be at work that time. I won't be able to attend it. That means you are even lagging behind. You're lagging behind already. So I don't know if something can be done about this.
All right, thank you very much, Colin. So the one for tomorrow is the only time you see that Amdari impose a time on you. And that's because it's onboarding. You all have not met, you all don't know each other. So it's important we give you the time to meet. After tomorrow, it's going to be based on the time that you all pick. So trust me, it's not going to clash with your work. Most people in this program are just like yourself, busy professionals. So because of that, we allow you all pick the time that works, and that's what your team lead works with. So that was what I was responding to earlier. That your meeting is just twice a week, and it's based on the time that you and your teammates have picked. But for onboarding, which is tomorrow, because you all have not met, so we don't expect that you guys will be the ones to pick that time. So that's why we select, we work with that time for you to have your onboarding. So but after tomorrow, trust me, it's going to be based on what you have picked. The timing is flexible. It will work for you because it is going to be decided by yourself and your teammates. Okay, so does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, welcome. So I see that Samuel and Halima typed the same thing. Although it will be in the evening. Okay. All right.
Could you
So-
let the person, your assistant or co-assistant, just grab the number so I could connect somebody could leave. Then I like walk me through this thing because I need to pay. But I'm here until you finish.
Yes. Okay, Jennifer, please drop your number. Are you here, Jennifer? Or Alexandra, can you drop your number? Okay. So just drop your number, please, so you can walk out through it. So please, Carla, just pick the number and send them a WhatsApp message. So they will reach out to you so they can walk you through. All right. Hi, Wale.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. I joined very late, and I've been hearing what you've been saying since. I think I attended this session maybe 3 months ago, 2 months ago, and I'm back now. I think I'm interested to go on right now. And can I join tomorrow's class, tomorrow's onboarding? Is it possible for me
Yes,
to join?
Yeah, it's possible to enroll before the onboarding. So you have to enroll today to secure your spot, right? So
Nice.
if you, yeah.
So what are the? I mean, what is the number? What is the how many hours is the class?
Okay.
The session
So it's actually very flexible, right? It's not a class, it's a meeting because it's work experience. So you meet twice in a week, just twice. But it's going to be based on the time that you all have picked. But the duration of your meeting is typically 1 hour to 2 hours, right? The duration of your meeting is typically 1 hour to 2 hours. Then apart from that, you also meet, you don't meet the other days, you just chat on your WhatsApp group, which most people on this call who are paid are already familiar with. Now you will start chatting on that group the minute your internship starts. So you would have that WhatsApp group. For those days, the 3 days that you don't have meetings, it's for you all to just converse, discuss, and everything like that, just so that it's not quiet until the next meeting.
So if I get you correctly, we're going to be working on projects. Like there'll be projects every time, and we'll all go and work on it and come back and discuss on it, right? That's the way it would go, right?
Yes, there'll be projects every time. You work on 5 to 6 projects in the course of this 6 months, in the course of this 4 months internship, and each project will take 2 to 3 weeks for you to work on it. Now, you won't work alone on it. You won't work in isolation. You would work in teams. That's why you meet twice. But you see, the remaining 3 days that you don't meet, you guys will still discuss. You guys will still chat. Yes, you have your own side of the delivery. I'm on this call with you today. I'm the one speaking to you. But I have a team right? I have a team and they are currently doing other things also. Some are hosting another session, and then I have Jennifer on this call too, but we are all eating. So that's the same way the experience is going to be for you. You guys would have common goal. You guys would have, the same project you're working on, but everybody has their own delivery. So that's where you will just work on what's, assigned to you. But you all have to meet, you all have to sing and everything like that. So it depends on the scope of the project as well.
Okay. So one other thing I'm interested in knowing is, I want to know if you guys are affiliated to some companies here in the UK or Canada or something, that one can just go for the interviews or something like link, job link.
More like placement, like recommendation from Amdari.
Exactly. Do you guys have something?
Yeah, that's not something we currently do, right? Is it possible in the nearest future? Yes, we're trying to, build some form of relationship on that level. What we have right now is partnership for projects, not partnership for hiring, right? So, but we are looking at the partnership for hiring too, because I think, yeah. But right now, we don't have partnership for hiring.
All right. If I pay tonight, is it like you? Who am I going to come? How do I know I'm in the program?
Okay, so you will get an email once you pay tonight. You get an email from us regarding your onboarding time, the link to join the onboarding, and the link to your WhatsApp group. The minute you join your WhatsApp group, you have the access because that WhatsApp group is where your team lead is and your teammate. Then the minute you have that access that you need and you join the WhatsApp group, tomorrow's meeting puts a face to everything else. So who is going to be working with you for the next 4 months? You meet them. Who are the teammates you'll be working with for the next 4 months? You meet them. So that's what happens during the onboarding. So for today, it's just okay, you enroll and you receive your email and then you join the necessary group and then join onboarding tomorrow. So who you would converse with, that's not a problem. You will meet everybody tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. So Carla, please copy the email that Jennifer dropped. The phone number. Amdari Work +447491588665. Okay. All right. So I'll take Chiazo and then Benjamin, and we will call it a close for today. So for Carla and Collins, I know you said you want to secure your spot, so please ensure you secure your spot so that the email can go out on time before it's already getting to midnight, and we don't want you to receive the email late and onboarding over. So I just dropped the enrollment link again, so you can get the timing and you prepare to join us at the time of your call. So once you pay, please be on the lookout for an email. All right, just refresh your email. You will receive the onboarding details, your KPI, your internship confirmation letter, the job description, everything is sent to you. So tomorrow, any other question you have, the team lead will properly break it down. Right. Hi, Chiazo.
Okay, hello, Maomi.
Hi.
Okay, from what I understand, I said tomorrow it's like our training or the meeting tomorrow is only going to be 12 o'clock. Then the subsequent ones will be the time we selected for ourselves, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But how about someone like me that I won't be available by that time because I'll actually be at work?
The onboarding time.
Yes.
Okay, can you still join with your phone to just listen in?
That won't be.
Maybe
I may not be able to actually, as in, fully concentrate, if I may say, because it won't be very convenient for me.
okay. I see this as feedback for us to meet subsequent onboarding to email. But tomorrow's timing has been fixed already. People have received email on that already. So it's still going to happen by that time. But if you can join, right, you don't need to be too, it's better than missing it, right? So it's your team, you just pretty much getting to know each other. For you to also put a face to it, for you to know who that person is going to be. tomorrow, right? So that, and it's just important. Even if you can't stay the entire time, at least just join, right, at some point, but just be present, just join, right? So if your teammate is going to do the majority of the work, and I mean, if there are some teammates that you would be asked questions on maybe what your goal is for this program, one or two questions like that. If you're able to speak, that would be nice. If you can't speak, trust me, you can also, I mean, that's not your only meeting, that's just the first one. I just want you to join so that you would already have that familiarity with the people you'll be working with. But the other ones will work for you because they will not be in the daytime. It's always evenings, always by default.
Okay. All right.
So just try and join. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Chiazo. So, Musba, sorry, I really just realized that I missed your question. You said, I would like to know if the PM for IT related area or PM in general. Okay, if the PM is for, yes, it is IT related, agile project management, where you get to work with frameworks like Kanban, Scrum, iterative development, and all of that. So, yeah, it's purely IT related, not general project management. I hope that answers your question. Okay, let me take Benjamin and Irene. I would also take a question, and that would be all, everybody. After Irene, that will be all. Hi, Benjamin.
Hello everyone. So my question is, I have this interview coming up in a couple of weeks, but then the organization do not offer sponsorship, and at the moment I'm seeking to secure a sponsorship role. So my question is, do you advise that I go ahead with the interview? And also, I've not even begun my internship with Analytics. So basically, I have zero experience with the role that I've applied to. So do you advise that I go ahead with the interview?
Okay, so you're still, before I respond to your question, are you still taking your course with Analytics?
Not really, because I'm just in the last stage of it, just about my last capstone, working on my last capstone. Then I would begin with my internship. Yes.
You'll start. I wouldn't discourage you from applying. I think you should go for the interview. The reason why I think you should go for the interview is what you stand to lose with it, right? It can go right to get the job, and if you don't get the job, it's an opportunity to learn something and pick something from it. So you've taken the course. Yes, you don't have experience yet, but just go. You learn something from it, and whatever it is you pick from there, you can improve on it for subsequent interviews, especially when you have the experience needed. So I advise that you go for the interview. Don't cancel it. You don't have anything to lose, trust me. Prepare for it like you need it, like you want to get it, right? So yeah, just go for the interview. And since you said it's in a few weeks' time, right? I don't know. You said you're wrapping up your internship, your training with Analytics. Are you joining Amdari internship after that? After that?
Yeah. So just right. I have my capstone presentation, I think tomorrow, and so the internship should be somewhere next week, if I'm right.
Okay, beautiful.
Yes.
Then, I mean, you would have started. Who knows how many? You most likely would have covered one project. So don't cancel the interview. Just use these weeks that you have. Gladly, your internship starts next week. So use everything you would learn in that period. We will also prep you for interview, right? We also have that on ground. So be prepped. Request for the interview prep session. You see it on your dashboard. So just go for the interview.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Irene.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. So I don't know if you mentioned it earlier because I joined a little bit late. So I wanted to find out what you mean by course, that you have to do a course before you start. What exactly do you mean? Is it a course in project management or a course, any certificate course or so? Can you give me some information about that, please?
Yeah, okay.
That's one. And also, I enrolled in the talent group. That's the package that you offer where you have applications for strictly sponsorship job. I'm waiting to be assign an employability officer. Is it advisable to still be a part of this internship, even though I've done an internship with another company last year? So I'm just trying to just get an information first about this particular internship.
Okay, thank you very much. So to answer your first question, which is trying to remember.
The first one about courses.
Courses, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason why I made the statement about courses is this is an internship, right? So you need to have taken a course before you start this work experience, right? So you have to take a course first, and if the course you took, so one thing we want at Amdari is, even if the course you took is not so deep and detailed, right? As long as you have already exposed yourself to the basic knowledge in this field, it's easy, it's simple. Amdari will still build you because this internship is an opportunity to learn on the job. It's not like you won't learn in the course of this. So we still build you to gain the experience and build the capacity and competence that you need. But in the absence of that, right? In the absence of that, maybe you've not taken a course at all. That's where we would advise you that, okay, take a course first and then come back to Amdari. Or, oh, I've taken a course a year ago, 6 months ago, but I have forgotten some things. Or I have taken a course, but I don't think that course really covered a lot, right? Then all you have to do is be rest assured that we have a crash course page on Amdari website where you can, and I'll show you that. So I'll go to my dashboard. So we have the crash course page, and you can take the crash courses. No hidden charges, nothing. All you have to do is just come here. It comes with certificate. It's from our training partner, Analytics. So you'll be able to take, so you can see learn right here on your dashboard. So you just come to learn and just go to your dashboard. You can take all of the crash courses instead of paying for training all over again because, oh, it's been a while. No, you don't have to do that. Just take the course, and like I said, your team will still guide you and support you where necessary. So does that answer your first question on courses?
Yes. Yes.
Then the second one, talent loop, you're waiting to be assigned an employability specialist. I would reach out to them so they can get in touch with you. Is that fine?
Yes, that's okay.
Okay. So I'll reach out to them and they'll put on official out. This is the name you used in signing up with them, right?
Yes. Although they said the second week of March, so it's still within the same time frame.
Oh, they would reach out to you. If they've given you a time, yeah, the rest assured that they yeah. Then to answer your other question on if you should still go with this, even though you've done an internship elsewhere. So I don't know where you did it or what the quality of the experience is, right? So if you feel like, because we have people that have done it before and they still join after, their reason is always, okay, they didn't get the best from that experience. Wale, I actually see that you paid. I'll come to you shortly. I see that you paid already. So, yes, I'll come to you shortly. So yes, as I was saying, Irene, so we have people like yourself who have done it before. So if you feel like there's still a gap, sure you can take on the internship program at Amdari, because trust me, working with talents, if they see that there is an experience gap, because they also want their own work to be quality, right? They want to have this result that means, okay, yes, they are promising you interviews, but they still want you to get the job. So if they see that something can block you from acing your interview, they will give you an advice. We feel like you might struggle with acing your interview because you don't really have this experience yet. So why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? But if they see that there's no need for that, they wouldn't bother to recommend that. So I would say if you feel that there is still a gap, there's still something missing, because I feel if you're still searching for a job now after you've done that, then maybe you can still give Amdari a chance. Sorry, policy coming in. So maybe you can give Amdari a chance. I mean, and that was what I said earlier, that learning should not be one-off. Learning should be lifelong, right? Yes, you don't have to pay for it every time, but when you know that, okay, this is the goal, this is what I'm trying to get from it, sure you can go that route. So if you've not been able to achieve your goal, you can still give Amdari a chance. Amdari is another experience on its own.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Irene. So, like I said, talent will be in touch, and if you would like to try out Amdari, you can also use the link that we attached earlier. All right. Okay. Hi, Wale. Welcome on board. I see your enrollment.
So I'm gonna join the cohort tomorrow, right?
Yes, it's with you.
The
You
onboarding
receive an
tomorrow.
email. Yes.
Okay.
Um, that's not your question, correct, Wale?
Yeah, that's my question, please. That's my
Okay.
question.
Yes, you receive an email. So from the email, just follow the steps, your WhatsApp group, join it, your meeting, look at the time and join by that time also. Okay, so someone says, can you talk more about the visa sponsorship job program that the lady just mentioned? This is the first time I'm hearing of it. Was it a lady that mentioned it? Was it Irene? Irene, was it that was I think that was the person that spoke before Irene. I think was that Chiazo? Chiazo, was that you that spoke about applying for a visa sponsorship job? Somebody spoke about it. So I don't remember who raised it, but let me just quickly speak to that somehow since we asked. So this person said the company that they applied to doesn't give visa sponsorship. That should they still proceed or not? I don't think that was Chiazo. That should they still proceed or not? So they should still proceed. To be honest, sometimes, right, getting your leg in the door is important. And remember what I said earlier about not waiting until the clock starts ticking before you start looking for opportunities. For me, my first job in tech, I worked with them remotely for 7 months. It was 7 months into working with them that they sponsored my relocation. And I didn't know there was anything like somebody sponsoring your relocation. I had no idea about anything like this. I just wanted a job in tech. I just transitioned, right? So sometimes, honestly, all you need is just but when the clock is ticking, you're already desperate. That's why I said let's not put ourselves in a situation where we will be desperate for that because that would tell on how you apply. That would tell on how you sell yourself also. And for them, the businesses, it's a business decision for them, right? It's not like charity. It's not like, okay, oh, Samuel says he needs visa sponsorship. How do we? No, it's not charity, and it's not Samuel going and positioning as, oh, please, I need sponsorship. I have just 6 months left in the UK. I have just 3 months left. That's not how you converse with them. So sometimes getting your leg in the door is best. The only thing I'll just say is, yes, even though getting your leg in the door is the best, sometimes you also want to just make sure that the company you're applying to is a company that sponsors, right? Make sure that they have COS. Make sure that make sure that they are not really a startup because if they're a startup, most likely they don't even have HR that would carry out all the paperwork and all of the stress. So any team of less than 10, they typically might not sponsor. So yes, right now you're not so much in need of a sponsorship, but get the job first. When you get the job, you can easily deliver, can easily show value and find the job right from and get sponsored from there. I have friends that has worked for Ipemena, one of our co-founders, that was what worked for him. In my case, I was even working remotely, right? And that was what worked for me also, getting your leg in the door. Ipemena worked in a warehouse when he relocated to the UK while he was still on his graduate visa. So he worked, and again, Ipemena is one of the co-founders for Amdari. So while doing that, he was gaining the experience that he needed. He was delivering value and all that. This job did not come with sponsorship upfront, right? But guess what? Few months in, that they sponsored him, right? So you don't need to like. So sometimes just try and get your leg in first, and sponsorship can be easy for them. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Sama. Hi, Wale.
Please, I just remembered now. I remember earlier today I got an interview. Okay, but it's remote. And it's £300 per day. Okay, that's what I saw, and it looks like they will do the interview next week. So I don't know what kind of support you guys can give me. See, I did the masters in business analytics here in the UK. That's what I did. But then, I was busy working. I wasn't really paying attention to what I was learning. But then, as somebody who had experience in data analysis when I was in Nigeria, I was an HR data analyst, so I had some experience. I think about 9 months experience before I moved to the UK. So I kind of understood what we were taught in class, at least to a certain extent. I know that I'm better off than some other people while we were in class. At the same time, I was working in the night, almost all night. So that kind of distracted me a little bit. And this is why I actually want to join this project, this internship. I feel that it's going to be a match and all that. So I don't know how you guys can help me for the interview. What can I do, to ease my chances, during the interview? I don't know.
Okay, that's not a problem at all, because part of what we give is support, right? So you're still going to get that support from your team lead next week. So just let them know. And honestly, communication is easy. You're already in. You have your onboarding tomorrow, so communication is easy from there. So will you be prepped? Will you be supported? Yes. All you have to do is let your team lead know that you have an interview coming up. They will schedule it. And let me show you something. Let me show the screen. So let's come here. Come to internship right here. So once you've already paid, so you should have access to this dashboard. Honestly, you can already book your interview prep session. So when you come here, come to my resources. When you come to my resources, click on interview, this one, interview prep request. Click on book session, this button here. Just click on book session. Yes. Did you see the step?
Internship prep.
Internship preps. Yeah. Yes. Internship preparations request. Can you see it?
Internship preparation. Let me see your okay. Let me see. Can
you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Are you looking at my screen?
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at my screen. Yeah. I see Microsoft. Yeah. So come here.
Okay, so book it
See
session.
this, right? Yes,
Okay,
you've seen it, right?
Yeah, book a session.
Yeah. So click on book a session, and okay, I think you will have to come back to do this. Except you have all the details right now, you can just finish it also. So add the job link that you're applying to, then details about the interview, type it here. All right. And then the interview stage, is it the first round, second round, final round, technical interview, or HR? So select it. So I'm guessing yours is first round. When is your interview date? Type it here. So since you said next week, so let me imagine it's Thursday. So you select 12th of March, then type the job description. It's optional or type it. Now upload your CV. So I'm going to upload my CV for the purpose of this demonstration. So let me click on this, upload your CV, then submit. Just like I've done here. Click on submit. Okay. So it says job application support request submitted. So you will get an email from your team so they can book the interview prep session. So that's how easy it is. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, very much. Thank you.
Yeah. So make sure you reach out to them and still speak about it tomorrow regardless, but just make sure you book it, but still, let them know you book out about it. All right. Okay, I believe that answers your question. I'm sure you're still here. Wally, are you good?
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, Samuel, you don't want us to miss this today. Is there a special program to help people who need visa sponsorship jobs? So I would say yes, because just let us know what support you need and you'll be guided. So yes, just honestly, I know I've repeated, let's know. You have the support system. That's what I mean. Your team leads, employability specialists, We have an entire employability team. So just let us know. There's something that is supposed to be here. Sadly, it's not here yet. On the dashboard that I just showed us. But it should be live either this night or before your onboarding, pretty much. You will see it says speak to our employability team. What do you get to do to speak about stuff like this? You need an interview prep. You need just click on it and get it fixed. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Even though I didn't hear from everyone on the call, like Promise, Nelly, Biju, but I am sure you all followed, and conversations I had with Musbah, Wale, and Samuel most likely have answered your own questions also, which, you know, will still suffice. So if you'd like to join the March cohort, please don't forget to use the link to secure your spot. Carla, speak to Jennifer. She's going to guide you on how to secure your spot. And then there was someone else that wanted to secure their spot on the program. I can't remember who that is. So please feel free to secure your spots. We look forward to having you in the program. Thank you so much for your time.
Excuse me, please. Which link did you just mention?
Okay. I'm referring to payment link.
Okay. On the WhatsApp group or on our private mail?
Here, actually. Do you want to re-enroll for another program, Musbah?
I'm a newcomer here. I just paid yesterday. I've never had any experience or